the sea release the land. And there arose creatures, trees, as well as
I'm no better off myself.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Basper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinus?
I need to get into the upper quarter.
Where the paladins are? Forget it. You need to be a respected citizen here, or at least hold a decent job. As a stranger, you stand no chance of getting in.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well...
I could teach you how to skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
I want to start as your apprentice.
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course, whether you're any good at all.
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, half a dozen wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
What if I want to sign on with one of the other masters?
Balderdash. Herod and Matteo already have apprentices. Constantino the alchemist is a loner, and he hasn't taken an apprentice in years. And as for Thorben, everyone knows he's dead broke. He probably couldn't even pay you. I, on the other hand, am in urgent need of an apprentice, and I pay well, too. But no matter where you want to sign on, you need the approval of all other masters from the lower part of town.
Why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
I'm no better off myself. I've heard a thing or two. Do you really believe that? Hey! How about your approval?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing?
No.
You know my term.
Nobody will learn anything.
But Adonos saw that this way, nothing could exist at all. No light and no darkness.
Ah, there you are again.
Canthar was trying to trick you and to get your booth for himself, but I've turned him over to the city guard.
Then you've made an enemy of a dangerous man. I've known the bastard for a long time, and he's always wanted my place for himself. Take this weapon as a token of my gratitude.
I'm Zurus, Master of Potions. Do you need an essence of healing or a magic elixir? Then you've come to the right place.
What can I do for you? Are you seeking spiritual comfort? Do you want to direct a prayer to our Lord Enos, or donate some gold for his church?
I've come to get your blessing.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to donate gold to the Holy Church of Enos, won't you?
Actually, I wanted your blessing so I can sign on as an apprentice in the lower part of town.
But my son, without a modest donation to the church, it is impossible for me to bless you. How else can I be certain of your good intentions toward the Holy Church of Enos?
So, how much does a donation usually run to here?
Well, that depends on what percentage you want to give, son. Let me see how much you brought. Well, you don't have much, but neither are you poor. 10 gold pieces for Enos. We live modestly. I bless you in the name of Enos, for he is light and righteousness.
I need to talk to the paladins. Can you help me get to them?
Well, you need access to the upper end of town. However, this is allowed only to citizens and the city guard. And of course, to us, magicians of fire.
How can I become a fire magician?
You must join our order as a novice. When you have served for a time, perhaps you will be accepted into the ranks of the magicians. However, the path to acceptance is long and full of work and study.
Where do you come from?
I come from the monastery of the magicians, which lies in the mountains. We accept everyone there who is pure of heart and feels the desire to serve our almighty Lord Enos.
Tell me about Enos.
Enos, our almighty Lord, is the light and the fire. He chooses humans to be his tool, giving them magic and laws. We act in his name. We administer justice according to his will and preach his word.
Tell me more about the monastery.
We instruct our students in all forms of magic, but the arts of the magicians of fire consist of more than these alone. We are also well versed in the art of alchemy and in the creation of powerful runes. We also make excellent wine.
What are you doing in town?
I have discussions with the paladins and support the citizens with my advice and with helpful words. Particularly in these difficult times, it is our duty to be there for the people and to help the poor.
I heard rumors about a statuette you have supposedly lost.
Have you now? You can only have heard that from Vatras, the water mage.
What's the problem?
A very valuable statuette has been sent to the monastery from the mainland, but it never arrived at the monastery.
Has the ship been raided?
No. It got to Corinus, safe and sound, and I went to collect it there. Then, when I was on my way to the monastery, a band of goblins got hold of it. Now, don't you look at me that way. We magicians are only human too, you know.
Didn't you try to get that statuette back?
Of course I did it. I searched for it high and low, but to no avail.
Where was it that you lost that statuette?
I was on my way to the monastery near Orland's Tavern.
Orland's Tavern? Where would that be?
If you leave the city by this gate here and simply follow the path, you will come to a house that stands by itself. That's Orland's Tavern, the Dead Harpy.
You said that the goblins have it now?
They stole it and made off into the underbrush with it. I never saw them again. They're probably holding up in some pit in the ground.
I've heard enough. I'll find the thing for you.
May Enos guide you and protect you from the dangers that await you outside the city gates.
Welcome, stranger. My name is Baltram. Have you come to stock up on food? I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. I don't have much in stock right now, but I'll be getting a new delivery soon.
Hey, you! How's it going?
You're not from around here, are you? Never mind, neither am I.
Where did you hang around before?
In the woods, hunting scavengers and wolves, together with some hunters. But I gave it up. These are dangerous times. There's a lot of riffraff running around out there.
Where can I find the other hunters?
We had our camp outside near the tavern halfway to Onar's farm. But I don't know whether there is anyone left in the camp now. There used to be 2 of us here in town, until a few days ago. My friend Trokar is an excellent hunter.
Vosper said you used to work for him.
Yes, I did, but he was only interested in his blasted hides. I told him how dangerous it's gotten out there. He didn't really listen to me. Well, anyway, he paid well. I can't complain about that.
Can you tell me anything else about him?
Vosper had one of his bows stolen recently in broad daylight. Some guy just waltzed into his store, took a bow, and left. The thieves are getting more and more brazen.
So, where is your friend Trokar now?
Well, it's a curious story. Only a few days ago, we were both standing at the bar in Corrigan's Tavern, discussing the hunt. Don't ask me what happened next. I had had a few by then. I vaguely remember Trokar saying that he was going out to get a few swampweed reefers. He never came back.
Where does one get swampweed reefers?
Somewhere down at the harbor, as far as I know.
Didn't you go looking for him?
No, but I reported it to the militia. But they haven't been able to find him yet. I hope he didn't get attacked by a wolf, or worse. I'm afraid that I'll stumble over his body someday when I'm out hunting. I don't think I could bear that.
Why don't we go hunting together?
With 2, it isn't so dangerous, that's true. Do you know anything about hunting then? I mean, do you know how to skin an animal?
Yes.
All right, but I want to see 50 gold pieces. For that, you can keep the skins and sell them to Vosper. That's a fair deal, isn't it?
Here they are. Let's go hunting.
All right, follow me. Outside the south gate is a wood where we should find more than enough critters. Probably more than we'd like.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen,
The human slew the beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm. Adonos saw that order and chaos were now.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I knew that would be a problem.
It's a bad business.
Leave me alone. Halt!
What?
I only wanted to take a look at you. Looks like you got money. You can go in.
Is it really true?
All right, so much for you, filthy beast. All right, so much for you, filthy beast. Another one of those things. So, what do you think? Should we go farther into the woods or not?
Let's go on.
All right. Let's hope this works out. So, what do you think?
Let's go on.
All right. All right. So much for you, filthy beast. That's it, I'm going back to the city. It's just too dangerous out here for me, even with two of us.
An orc, right outside the city. Holy shit.
So, see ya. You can sell the skins to Bosper.
What's up?
Listen, you now have access to the city, but that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want around here. If you don't stick to the rules, you'll lose all your rights here.
That's really not my problem.
So why won't they listen to me?
I'm no better off myself.
And Enos, in his wisdom, did so. But Adanos feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land. And so he bade Enos to leave a part of his power in his realm so that he might restore it to the human if the beast should return. And Enos, in his wisdom, did so.
Go away, don't tell me that. Really, how interesting.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
You don't say. Really, how interesting.
That's terrible.
How are things?
If you want something to drink, you'll have to order it.
I bet you overhear a lot of things.
So what's that to you?
I've always got an open ear for news.
Have you got your purse open then? Every piece of information I give you will cost 10 gold pieces.
I'll give you no more than 5 for your information.
What? 5 gold pieces? Are you trying to ruin me? Let's make it 7.
No, it doesn't work that way. Let's say 6.
You're a scoundrel, you know that? Well, if you insist, let's say 6 gold pieces for each piece of information.
He'd better shut up.
I need information. Where can I find work?
You're not likely to find work down here at the harbor. You need to go to the craftsman in the lower part of town for that. But if you wield a decent blade, you could go challenge Ulrich. He fights for gold behind the warehouse.
Is there any special work to be had around here where I could make some quick money?
Something special, you say? Go talk to Nagur then. Maybe he can help you.
Cardiff says you may have a job for me.
Well, well. So you're looking for a special job. Okay. But we play by my rules, understood?
What does that mean?
That means you do what I say and you get a third of the profits. If you don't like it, then there's no job.
We're business partners, so it's 50-50.
Okay. I thought I'd give it a shot. Of course, we'll split our profits fairly.
All right, what's your plan?
You know the merchant Baltram, don't you? If not, it's time you talk to him. This Baltram has a messenger who supplies him with goods from Akhil's farm. That is, he had a messenger. Until I cut his throat. And now Baltram has to get a new one, and that will be you. Your job is to get hired by Baltram and fetch the delivery from Akhil. You bring it to me, and then I'll sell it on to an interested customer. He'll fork over a tidy little sum for it. And just don't try selling the stuff yourself. Have you got all that?
How much will the profit be?
I can't say exactly, but I estimate around 400 gold pieces.
Where is Akhil's farm?
Leave the city by the east gate. That's directly on the marketplace. If you follow the road to the right, you'll soon come to a few steps cut into the rock. Go up there, and you'll come to Akhil's farm.
When should I talk to Baltram?
You can go right away. He should know by now that his messenger won't be showing up anymore.
Where can I find Baltram?
He has his stall in the marketplace.
Well then, I'm all set.
Good. Then get on your way. But if you try to cheat me, you'll soon be every bit as dead as the messenger. Don't forget.
That's what I've always said.
Hey! I've got some information about the orcs.
Let's hear it.
They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and it looks like they're going to stay there. To be on the safe side, the paladins are guarding the pass.
Good. If you find out more, let me know.
You're one worker short?
Yes. His name is Monty. He's vanished into thin air. That lazy pig is probably living the high life on a farm somewhere. I should never have paid him in advance.
I've heard that other people have gone missing too.
Just what I'm saying. That's where the evil starts. Farum the fisherman told me something similar. His buddy William is no longer around. I bet that the orcs are behind all this.
There you are at last. I've been waiting here for hours. Just a moment. You're not a merchant from town, are you? Where is Baltram?
Baltram? You're waiting for a merchant?
Smart kid, aren't you? That's what I just said, isn't it? That good-for-nothing junk merchant seems to have forgotten me. If only I could get my hands on him.
Who are you?
I don't see how that's any of your business. But if you must know, my name is Skip. Does that ring a bell?
Who?
Are you telling me you've never heard of Skip? Holy shit! Where do you live? I'm one of Corinus's most wanted criminals. Me and my boys have been the scourge of the waters around this crummy island for years. Come on, you must have heard of me.
You're a pirate.
Yes, damn it. That's plain to see. And a cross one at that. I'm so bored, I could chew up the planks of my cog.
Where do you come from?
You want to know where our hideout is? If I tell you that, I might as well invite the militia to arrest me. And in case you would like to pay us a visit, it wouldn't help you in the least. The island of Corinus is large, and no one ever gets to where we are anyway, unless they have a cog or some other ship. And then you'd have to find your way through the cliffs as well. Nobody gets through there unless they know the secret path. There are only 2 people who know the path, and you're not one of them.
A lot of citizens are missing, and everything seems to indicate that you're not quite innocent in the matter.
Damn it. It's not what you think it is. Do I look like a slave trader to you? No, I only transport goods. What they are and where they come from is no concern of mine. We have shipped all kinds of things for those swine. First, it was just regular stuff. Well, sometimes it may have been contraband. But then they started to kidnap the inhabitants of the city. No idea what they're planning to do with them. All we did was ferry them across.
Who are you talking about?
The bandits, of course. Who else? The filthy scum who are making themselves at home all over the island. And not just here, around Corinus.
Just bandits isn't good enough for me. I want a name.
A name? You want to know who's leading the bandits? Damn it! What was that bastard's name again? I just can't recall his name. Even if it wasn't all that complicated. But I can show you where to find the boss of the gang in this part of Corinus. Have you got a decent map?
No.
Then I guess I'll have to give you a description. There's a very big farm far to the east. The farmer's name is Onar, I think. He's got some fairly large fields. To the south of those fields, there's a small fortress on a high cliff. That's where you'll find your man. I remember his name now. Dexter. Yes, I think they called him Dexter.
Where did you take those people?
I already told you. I'm not going to tell you where our bay is.
What with?
Better to watch out who you tell what.
I'm no better off myself.
As if I didn't have nothing.
Adonal saw that
Everybody knows by now.
Are you looking for a job?
Sure. What's it about?
My errand boy hasn't come back, and I'm waiting for a delivery from the farmer Akil.
And how much is it worth to you?
I'll give you 50 gold pieces.
Fine, I'm in.
Okay. Just tell Akil that I sent you. He'll give you a package. Bring it to me.
You don't say.
You're doing business with pirates?
What? Who told you that?
I talked to one of them. He seems to be waiting for you in his bay.
What can you do? These are hard times. Everybody has to look after his own.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Weren't you afraid of getting caught?
That could happen. You found out too, didn't you? But you'll keep your mouth shut, right?
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
You can't keep
What do you know about the pirates?
They live in a remote part of the island of Corinus. It can only be reached with a cog or some other ship, as far as I know. The citizens of Corinus fear them, quite rightly so, for they're nothing but a bunch of nasty cutthroats. Still, if you ask me, they're nowhere near as bad as the bandits.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
What is it you're trading?
I mostly supply them with food, and for that, they give me the finest rum that's to be had in Corinus.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
I could take care of this deal for you.
That would be great. I cannot leave Corinus at the moment.
These are bad times.
Here, take this package and tell Skip not to be so stingy with the rum this time. It should be at least 3 bottles.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
That was all I wanted to know.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
But that's terrible.
He simply talks too much.
Who says things like that?
Hey, not so fast. Strolling about alone out here is dangerous. Where do you come from?
These are bad times.
From the city.
Well. Then what are you doing wandering around out here, so far from the protective walls of the city?
What's so dangerous out here?
Many things. I bet you'll be yelling for my help after the next bend in the road.
Just assuming I would fall back on your help. How much would that cost me?
I am merely a humble servant of the king, and would not enjoy fleecing a helpless little citizen of the realm. But you know, if you put it like that, I wouldn't object to a little financial backing to promote our future business relationship. 10 gold coins should do for starters. What do you think?
Why not? Here's your 10 coins.
Terrific. If you need my help, you know where to find me. But please do me a favor. Don't come to me with any trifles. I can't stand that, you hear?
Hey. I need your help.
If it's absolutely necessary. What's wrong?
The farmer Akil is under attack by mercenaries.
What? Those riffraff are hanging around on Akil's farm? Then let's not waste any time. Follow me. One less monster around. One less monster around.
sooner or later.
Now watch how this
That'll
works.
only cause more trouble.
I'm gonna rip you to pieces. A fight! Hang on! Watch me! I'm gonna rip you to pieces.
That's it for you.
Thank Innos. I thought my time had run out. My name is Akil.
Not even any
I
gold.
farm this humble piece of land.
Who were those people?
I think I'll take your
Those
weapon.
were mercenaries from Onar's farm. Those bastards don't know anything but plunder and murder. I'd been fearing the worst. Well, thank Innos it didn't come to that. Tell me, what can I do for you?
Nothing. Just as long as you got through this all right.
You're an exceptional fella. May Innos guard you on your way.
Have you heard anything about missing citizens?
Don't make me laugh. Heard of them? Some of my own people are missing. Tonak and Telbor used to work on my fields until 3 days ago. And I know exactly that they wouldn't up and leave the farm just like that. And yet they've simply vanished and no one can tell me where they went. If you happen to find out what's become of them, be sure to let me know, will you?
What did the mercenaries want from you?
You don't know that? Onar, the landowner, hired them. They guard his farm and collect the rent for him. And that means they go from farm to farm and take whatever they want. And whoever can't pay gets a taste of their steel.
Baltram sent me. I'm supposed to pick up a shipment for him here.
So, you're his new messenger. Okay, I've already made up the package.
You know your way around this area.
Sure. What do you want to know?
What is there in the woods behind your farm?
There's just a whole bunch of monsters back there. And the wolves are the least dangerous. A few bandits are also said to have their caves there. Well, they've left my farm alone so far.
Where can I find Onar's farm?
Just go back down the stone steps and follow the road to the east. At some point, you come to a tavern. From there, you go farther east until you come to the big fields. That's where the mercenaries hang out.
What is that tavern to the east of here?
Ask Randolph. He knows more about it than I do. He's been there a few times.
I've gotta go.
So long. I really wish I could have done more for you.
All right, that's that. I'll be off then.
Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there.
Everybody knows by now.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I've got no time for things like that.
Everybody knows by now.
It can't go on like this forever.
Things I could tell you.
And so he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute.
About the plants,
If you cannot handle that by yourself, you won't be any good as an alchemist either.
I've got all the plants I was supposed to bring you.
What? You're pulling my leg, right? By Adonos. It's all there, all right. Who knows? Maybe someday you could make a decent alchemist after all.
Can I become your apprentice now?
As far as I'm concerned, yes. But Herod claims he has never seen you before. Bosper has been quite reluctant to comment on your qualities. I suppose he would like to take you on as an apprentice himself. To withhold one's approval for this reason is certainly not an honorable thing to do. But if all other masters approve, you won't need his vote. Thorben is a very religious man. He will only give you his approval with the blessing of the gods. As for Mateo, he's singing your praises high and low. You need the approval of at least 4 masters in order to be able to start the apprenticeship in the lower part of town. This means that you should talk to all those who do not quite approve of you yet.
I want to sign up with one of the other masters.
You have come to ask my approval? As far as I'm concerned, you can sign up with whoever you like.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Hey, you!
Nothing surprises me anymore.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the only men who will count will be those who are in a position to defend our city. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good-for-nothings, instead of holding the fort here with the men.
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's weapon. Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long. If you manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice, provided the other masters agree.
That's really not my problem.
I've got the orc weapon you wanted.
Show me. It's been a while since I've had a weapon like this in my hands. I was a soldier back in the Orc War. Those were tough times, I can tell you. I didn't think you could do it. I'm impressed.
He insisted he knew better.
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
You're a good man. I'll give you my approval. Brian will still be here for a while, and a strong lad to take his place will turn up in time.
It's a bad business.
It can't go on like this forever.
How about your approval, master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing of a priest of Innos?
Yes, I did.
Then you shall have my blessing as well. No matter what path you decide to take pride in doing a good job, my boy.
Put away that weapon.
Smart kid.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Who says things like that?
About the wolfskins, I've got them. Here.
Great. I knew you would be suitable for this job. Here's the pay I promised you. And what do you think? Isn't this better work than banging away at swords all day or filling little bottles in a dusty chamber?
I've heard that someone stole from you.
Who told you that? Probably Bartok, huh? Didn't he have anything better to tell you? Oh, well. Let me tell you, if I get hold of this bastard, he can say his prayers. I left the shop for only a moment. When I came back, I could only just see him leave, with my bow on his shoulder. I called the guards right away, but the lowlife ran towards the harbor, and they lost him there. I lit a bonfire under their asses then, and they searched the entire harbor district, but they didn't find a thing. Those bumbling lackeys. I bet my bow is still in town somewhere. I informed the guards on both city gates, and they haven't seen anyone leave with my bow. When I get my hands on that bastard...
I want to start as your apprentice.
Great. You seem to know the basics already. Harrod thinks you're a good man. Thorben gave you his blessing. I'm not all that pious, but I'm fine with it. Constantino says you can sign up wherever you want for all he cares. And Matteo says you're worth your weight in gold. This means you have the approval of all masters. You can work for me at any time if you want.
I'm in.
You aren't going to regret this. I think we'll be able to work together well.
What are my tasks as an apprentice?
That's easy. Bring me as many pelts as you can get. I'll pay you a better price for them than any of the other traders would give you. Apart from that, you needn't show up here in the shop. I can get along just fine by myself.
And where am I supposed to sleep?
I don't have any room for you here. They're bound to have a bed for you in the hotel at the marketplace.
I've got a few skins for you.
Wolfskin, that's good. Ah, even a shadow beast skin. Those are worth a lot. Good work. Come see me again when you have more.
Show me your wares.
It's really not my problem. We can only wait and see. I'm not telling you anything new. We can only wait and see. But no, he insisted he knew better.
It can't go on like this forever.
There's nothing you can do about it.
But he knew that all along.
That's all just gossip.
Enough trouble as it is.
That was obvious all along.
That's the first I've heard of it.
There you are again.
Do you really believe that?
Show me your wares.
That was quite obvious.
It's not what I heard.
It can't go on like this forever.
I never would have thought of that himself.
I brought the package.
Well done. I'll see to it that I sell it. Come back tomorrow.
Okay, let's go.
I cannot leave here until we know more about the missing people, or someone else takes over my duties.
About those missing people. Do you always throw your money at people like that?
Don't worry, you'll be back.
Otherwise, I'll find you and kill you. It's that simple. You've got such a distinctive mug that it wouldn't take long for me to find you. So don't even think about playing around with me.
Smart kid.
Boy, that lunatic's hammering is wearing me down.
Who are you talking about?
Can't you hear that hammering? Who do you think hammers all day long in the Harbor District? I mean that lunatic felon. He takes the hammer to his hut every day.
I could take care of Felon.
You want to help me? What's in it for you?
You tell me.
Oh, that's how it is. All right, if you can get him to stop hammering, I'll pay you 25 gold pieces. But I'll tell you one thing right now. You can't talk to the guy. He's nuts. The only thing that will help is a few decent punches.
If I beat him up, I'll just get into trouble with the militia.
Down here at the harbor, no one pays much attention to brawls. But if you steal around here or mess with the sheep, you'll be in trouble.
I'll see what I can do.
You can think about it. Remember, I'll pay you 25 gold coins.
Really, how interesting.
Hey, you!
Don't tell me that.
Why are you hammering?
For days now, I've been desperately trying to fix the leaks in my house. The rafters have been crumbling away ever since we had those rainfalls recently. Soon everything's gonna come down around my ears.
Hey, you! Could you stop hammering?
Nah, I have to finish this.
I'll give you 10 gold pieces if you stop that hammering.
Hey, that's very generous of you. But as to your gold, you can... Well, you know what you can do with it.
Honestly, I would risk it myself.
Stop that hammering or I'll break every bone in your body.
Forget it, or I'll knock some sense into your head with my hammer.
He simply talks too much.
That's not what I heard.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
How's your duty?
Oh, these boys swing their swords like farmers. But when I'm done with them, every single one of them will be a tough, hard bastard.
Can you also train me in sword fighting?
Lord Andre has ordered that we train everyone who is in a position to defend the city. But that's only true for combat training. All other kinds of training are reserved for the militia. Can you at least halfway handle a weapon?
I think so.
All right, you can start when you're ready.
Let's begin with the training.
Everyone is to begin training in the skills of combat immediately, and to arm himself appropriately.
Seen it with my own eyes. I don't believe that.
You don't say.
And it's going to. That's an open secret.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Do you really
That's not what I heard.
Teach me something.
You don't say.
You've already gotten more dexterous.
It works all right, too.
I know better off myself.
Everything for everybody.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself. That's not what my husband thinks.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
You'll.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Really? How interesting.
So, what was your business in there, huh?
And it's going to get even worse.
He simply talks too much.
And he works all day, too.
Don't you try that again.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so you beat me. Some heroic deed that was.
Will you stop hammering now, or do I have to thrash you again?
No, don't hit me anymore. I'll stop. But if everything collapses around here, it'll be your fault.
Go away. Don't
Felon will hammer no longer.
Hear that? No more hammering. At last, I thought the fellow would never quit. You've done me a huge favor. You know what? I'll give you 30 gold pieces.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
Are those your sheep?
The only one that belongs to me is the one that answers to the name of Lucy. That's my wife, Lucy. The sheep belong to the militia. All the sheep they collect from the farmers, they bring to me.
To the royal paladins, effective immediately. The Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish every crime or act of resistance against the king's guards most severely. Every inhabitant of Corinus who is guilty of a crime is to report immediately to Lord Andre.
It's not what I heard.
It's totally obvious.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
And he works all day, too.
Those are all just rumors.
Hey, you! Did you sell the wares then?
Yeah, but for less than I thought. I only got 300 gold pieces. Part of that goes to my employers. And Cardiff gets his usual percentage, plus the gold for your commission, which leaves a total of 240 gold pieces. We'll split those as agreed. Here's your part. You did good work. I've passed that on to my employers. What comes of that is out of my hands.
I wouldn't have done that.
And it's gonna get even worse.
There's nothing you can do about it.
That's an open secret.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
But that's terrible.
I never knew that.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
I don't believe that.
Really? How interesting.
That's not care of everything for everybody. And he works all day, too.
And there's more, believe me.
Honestly, everybody knows by now.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Who says things like that?
Ah, you've come just in time. I'm in need of an assistant for a magic experiment. I'm sure you're eager to do me a favor for science's sake.
Easy, my friend. First tell me what this is all about.
I have developed a new spell, a spell of oblivion. I've already successfully carried out a few practical applications, but I don't have time to conduct one final test.
Tell me more about the experiment and the spell.
The spell serves to make somebody forget various events. So far, I have only found it to work when the person in question is angry, for instance. If he has been knocked down or robbed. Even if he has only witnessed such a deed, he will scratch it from his memory.
So I'm supposed to knock somebody down and then put a spell on him?
Yes, I think you get the point. But to make somebody angry, it is enough to attack him. You don't have to knock him down. So you should pick somebody who's by himself. If there are other people around, you'll just get into trouble with Lord Andre. Also, it makes no sense to cast the spell on someone who's busy attacking you. Wait for the right moment.
What's in it for me if I help you?
I could teach you how to brew potions. I know the recipes for healing and mana essences, and for potions of great speed.
All right, I'll try out that spell.
Then take this spell scroll and find yourself a suitable guinea pig. Once you're done, come back and tell me how it went.
Filthy thief, just you wait.
I know nothing about picking locks.
We'll talk about that.
Hey! I used the spell scroll.
Fine. And were you successful?
Yes, it worked.
Excellent. One small success for science, but a big one for me. Now, I can use my time to instruct you in the arts of alchemy. I could also give you some useful things if you want.
But that's terrible. I can't take care of everything for everybody. Everybody knows by now, and he works all day too.
He would have never thought of that himself.
Nobody wants to know.
Get so worked up.
It had to happen sooner or later.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Hey!
Then
Same
old thing all over.
Farum the fisherman has problems with the militia. The boys are constantly stealing from him.
And what do I have to do with it?
You have a certain amount of influence up here with the paladins. Farum needs your protection. He's willing to give you a part of his catch for it.
I see what you mean. Fish. As if I didn't have enough crap to deal with. Tell your pal he should come to me and tell me exactly what's up with the militia. I'll take care of it.
Hey, you! I know how to resolve your trouble with the militia.
And how would that be?
Martin, the provisions master of the Paladins, wants to hear your story about the militia and the fish.
And you think he can make the militia leave me alone?
At least, that's what he said.
Great, thank you. I cannot give you much, but wait. I found this strange blue stone on one of the islands off the coast of Corinus. I don't think it's worth a whole lot, but someone like you will certainly find a use for it.
No idea. You tell me.
Where did you pick that up?
No idea. You tell me. You can't rely on that.
Enos enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
Enos deals out fair punishment.
Don't tell this to anyone.
You don't say.
You don't say.
Who says things like that? Now that's typical, isn't it?
What are you doing here?
This is my home. But if you mean, what do I do all day? I arrange fights.
You arrange fights?
Every day, from noon until evening. And right here, behind the warehouse in the harbor district. Home sweet home.
What are the rules for the fight?
Quite simple. All regular weapons are allowed, no bows or crossbows, and no magic. We fight until one of us drops. And as soon as one of us is flat on his back, it's over. Got it? Whoever leaves the ring is out. So if you quit, I win. The stake is 50 gold coins. If you win, you get 100 back. If not, well, then your money is down the drain. Got it?
Yep. You live behind the warehouse?
It's only temporary. When you have as much gold as I do, you can afford a little luxury. I was a drill instructor in the army, but I left that bunch to seek my fortune in adventure. Now I've wound up in this shithole. My last 100 gold pieces went to the guards at the city gate. So, I'm seeing to it that I come into money again. I even had to sell my sword.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
I want to fight against you.
Do you have 50 gold pieces?
The following decree is hereby enacted.
Here you are.
Due to the
We
general
have a new
situation,
challenger.
The, forest
the bets are
and
placed.
wilderness near
Are
the
you
city
ready?
Are to be avoided for your own protection.
Come here.
Then let's
Any
see.
contact.
And now.
What you waiting for?
Finish him!
What you waiting for?
Don't
Show
stop
him.
now!
What
Show
you waiting
him.
for?
That's what I've always said.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Ah, my head. Oh, man. You packed quite a punch. Here's your 100 gold pieces. You've earned them. And one more thing. No one talks about what goes on behind the warehouse.
The militia puts everyone who does the slightest thing here behind bars. And those boys don't like to see betting on fights.
I want to fight against you.
Nah. Before I go up against you again, I need a better weapon. I had to sell my sword a few days ago. With that, baby, I'm unbeatable. If you get it back from me, I'll take you on again.
To whom did you sell the sword?
I swapped it with a trader in the marketplace for some stuff. The guy's called Jorah. The torches and the bit of meat that he gave me are long used up.
He isn't likely to give me the sword for nothing.
It's an old sword. He won't want much for it. Just think of the money as an extra stake for the fight.
What do you know about the war against the orcs?
There's not much to tell. The war has been going on for too long. The country people are starving. Everywhere there are peasant revolts that are put down mercilessly by the king. But there's just too many of them. If the war doesn't end soon, the realm will fall apart.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions of...
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
Then... About those missing people.
Yes?
Let me tell you what I know. The farmers have lost some people as well. I have found out that the bandits are responsible for the disappearances here. The leader of the bandits is named Dexter. He is responsible for the kidnappings. I knew Dexter back in the penal colony. He was working for the ore baron Gomez then.
He certainly will remember you. You should be careful. I think you're on the right track. Just carry on.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
But that's terrible.
Alric says you got his sword.
Do you mean that ragged fellow who traded his weapon to me for a few torches and chunks of meat?
That's him.
I still have the sword.
How much do you want for it?
Well, for you... so what? Here, take it. After all, you did help me get my gold back.
He simply talks too much.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
That's what I've always said.
I don't believe that.
Show me your wares.
He'd better shut up.
Really? How interesting.
Someone's got to do the work.
And what are you doing here?
I'm a novice from the monastery. I run errands for the magicians and also the paladins. I have provided the 3 innkeepers in the city with wine from the monastery.
Who are the 3 innkeepers?
One of them is the good man here behind the bar. Then there is Kerrigan, who has his tavern on the Temple Square, and Cardiff, the owner of the tavern in the Harbor District.
What can you tell me about the monastery?
We novices seek enlightenment in prayer to Innos and learn the principles of faith from the magicians. We serve them as we serve Innos and prepare ourselves for the union with the fire.
Well, take me to the monastery.
Forget it. Do you know how many creatures I had to evade on the way? When I think of all those bloodflies, wolves, and goblins, I'm glad that I don't have to leave here anymore. Besides, you can't enter the monastery anyway.
Why not?
Entrance is only permitted to magicians, paladins, and novices.
How can I become a novice?
If a man feels the deep desire,
Hey, just tell me what the conditions are.
You need the offerings, a sheep and 1,000 gold pieces.
How am I supposed to get that much gold?
Since you obviously don't know anyone who would pay that for you, you'll simply have to go to work.
Where can I find a sheep?
From the farmers, of course. But you won't get one for nothing.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree
Yes,
is
but I'm not
hereby
going out of the
enacted.
city
By
anymore.
reason
At
of the
least not
imminent
anytime
danger of an
soon.
attack by
My knees
orcs,
are still
each
shaking from the
inhabitant
scare
of the
that
city
orc
is
gave
to
us.
prepare himself accordingly. Everyone is to begin training in the skills of combat immediately, and to arm himself appropriately.
Smart kid.
But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame Adonis. And thus spake Adonis to his
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
Since you are not yet a member of our community, I cannot tell you everything, of course. But I shall tell you what I may.
Who are the members of the Ring of Water, then?
I cannot tell you that until you join the ring, but you will certainly have met some of them by that time.
What exactly is it that you do?
We stand between the Order of Innos and the Chaos of Beliar. If one of the two sides should gain the upper hand, it will mean either total loss of freedom or deadly chaos. Therefore, we guard the balance between the two. That's what makes life in this world possible for all.
And what does that mean in concrete terms?
The fall of the barrier has evoked numerous threats. The bandits are probably the most obvious one. Not only has it become all but impossible to travel the island without being attacked, there's someone in town, too, who supports the bandits. We have found out that the bandits receive regular deliveries from a weapons merchant in Corinus. We try to find such people and keep them from endangering the city. If you can find out anything about this, let me know.
Is there anything that could help me with my search?
You're very persistent, young man. But I actually can think of something that could make your tasks easier for you. I shall give you this ore amulet. You'll certainly be able to use it. It is an amulet of the searching will-o'-the-wisps. There are only very few of them. The will-o'-the-wisp that inhabits this amulet has very special properties. It can help you find things that normally elude the naked eye. You summon it by simply wearing the amulet. If it loses its power, or you cannot find it, simply put on the amulet again and it will reappear. The will-o'-the-wisp can detect weapons. It could be very helpful to you in investigating the weapons deliveries to the bandits. Treat it well, and it will never fail you.
A will-o'-the-wisp in an amulet?
Will-o'-the-wisps are admirable creatures. They consist of pure magical energy. They are bound to the magical ore in this world. It is their origin. It gives them their strength. I'm not surprised that you've never heard of them. They only appear to the person who bears the ore to which they belong. Will-o'-the-wisps living in the wild have been forcefully removed from their sources. They will attack anyone who approaches them. There is no way to help those pitiful creatures. You had better stay away from them.
Can the will-o'-the-wisp do more than that?
More than look for close combat weapons? Not unless you teach it. I think Riordian knows how to teach these beings. He is one of us, currently traveling with Satyrus. Perhaps he can tell you more.
Thank you. I shall take good care of it. About this weapons dealer. How much do you know about the weapons dealer?
Ask Martin, the provisions master of the Paladins, about this. He should be able to tell you more. He has been tasked with unmasking the weapons dealer. You can find Martin in the Harbor District. If you see a heap of crates, provision, and paladins, Martin won't be far.
Change.
He had better shot.
I've got your sword.
Ah, that's much better than fighting with an old stick.
Who says things like that?
I'm not telling you anything new.
That's terrible.
You really believe that?
As if I didn't have enough problems.
Okay, let's go.
I cannot leave here until we know.
It's better to watch out when you tell one.
About those missing...
It's not what I heard.
Teach me.
You already know what I think.
You've already gotten more.
That's totally obvious.
I'm not telling you anything new. It's a bad business.
Someone's got to do the work.
That doesn't surprise me.
I want to fight against you.
Do you have 50 gold pieces?
Here you are.
We have a new challenger. The bets are placed. Are you ready?
Come here.
Then let's see what you can do.
Don't stop now!
Oh. Not.
That's not what my husband thinks.
It's really not my problem.
That's terrible.
Ah, my head. Oh, man. You packed quite a punch. Here's your 100 gold pieces. You've earned them.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. From this moment onward, Lord
Will it ever change?
Show me your work.
And he bade Enos to take his divine power from the human. And Enos, in his wisdom,
He really
did
should
so.
have known better.
But he knew that all along.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
These are bad times.
Show me your wares.
I just received some new
Who says
potions.
things like that?
My guest, Master Darren, the fire
Who
magician.
says things like that?
That's not what my husband thinks.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
That's what I've always said.
That's what I've always said.
Really? How interesting.
Someone's got to do the work.
Really? How interesting.
That's an open secret.
Who says things like that?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
That's not what I heard.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Don't tell this to anyone.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
And he works all day, too.
And he works all day, too.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
He had better shut up.
Now that's
Show me-
typical, isn't it?
He had better shut up.
That's what I've always said.
Do you brew your own potions?
No, I either get them from the monastery or I buy them from Constantino, the alchemist. If you're interested in brewing potions, then talk to him. He needs an assistant. But he's too pig-headed to hire someone himself. He's just as stubborn as a mule. He always passes me when he goes out on the East Gate to collect plants for his potions.
That's what I've always said.
He can't keep anything to himself.
You don't say.
Adanos feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. Really, how interesting.
See? That wasn't so hard.
Hey, you got no business here, understand?
Who are you?
That's none of your business. I'm the boss here, okay?
The boss of what? Of those chests?
Hey, the storeroom was under my supervision, got it? So piss off, or else I'll bash in your skull. Shut out this magic crap.
Those are all just rumors.
There's nothing you can do about it.
It's better to watch out.
Okay. I cannot leave here until we know more about the missing people.
I'm no better off myself.
You already know what I think.
About
At first we, but not too. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we.
It's a bad business. Okay, let's go.
I cannot leave.
Think? I agree with you completely.
That's totally obvious.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
You didn't get that from me.
About the...
Yes?
Let me...
What have you...
Nothing important.
Since you... But I shall...
Who are the men?
I cannot tell you, but you will...
Where are the other water mages?
They are exploring the ruins of an old culture northeast of Corinus. We suspect that those ruins might contain a passage to a part of the island which is as yet uncharted.
Tell me more about that uncharted area.
If you're interested in joining the expedition, I could send you to Satyrus with a letter. You can only participate, of course, as long as you're one of us.
Of course. What exactly is it that you do?
We stand between the Order of Inon. If one of the two sides should gain the upper hand, it will mean either total loss of freedom or deadly. Therefore, we guard the balance between the two. That's what makes...
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Okay, I cannot leave.
Beliar. All that Innos created was destroyed by Beliar.
Ah, there you are.
Show.
And so he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
There you are.
Show me who.
It's not what I heard.
I wouldn't be so sure.
He doesn't see that. I can't help him.
I've heard a thing or two.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
I agree with you completely. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I only fight from new. The fighting is. It's.
He should have known better. Who said that?
Wouldn't be so sure. That's nothing. He thought as much.
No idea. You tell me.
Some don't even know how wicked they
Is it really true?
That was no big deal. Same old thing all over again.
That's the first I've heard of it.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Where did you pick that?
Then pay it.
And there's more, believe me.
For that is the will of Innos.
Been there, done that.
I don't know why you get so worked up.
No idea. You tell me.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
That will never change.
away that weapon.
Oh. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Not bad.
Where did you pick that up then?
No idea. You tell me.
Some don't even know how wicked they are.
You should really have known better.
Oh, man. My head.
No idea. You tell me.
Put away that weapon.
That will never change.
That was obvious.
You can't rely on him.
He really didn't deserve that.
That will never change.
His deeds were just.
Oh, man. My head.
The whole thing all over again.
That was obvious.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I'm in enough trouble.
You're looking for the man who is selling weapons to the bandits?
Says who?
Says Vatras.
Oh. What do you know about it?
Not much, but I could find out more.
Ah. Is that so?
Tell me, what do you know about the weapons dealer?
Listen, we know that an influential citizen in the upper quarter must be behind it. And some of the weapons are even supposed to have come from the militia's supplies. We still don't know exactly who's behind it. If you have enough guts to take on a group of at least 5 bandits, maybe you can find out.
What about the bandits?
We know that the bandits are currently blockading the roads that connect the farmers to the city. Besides that, I know that there must have been a weapons delivery in the last few days. Maybe some clues to uncover the weapons dealer can be found with the bandits.
What do you have to offer?
Then
all the crates still there?
Don't touch anything or I'll call...
It can't go on like this forever.
The path of virtue is long and rocky. It was his decision, wasn't it?
I can't believe it.
In us enlightens all those who
Only in
recognize
us
his wisdom.
decides what's right. I've got no time for things like that.
Let's really not be so sure. They didn't get that from me.
It's better to watch out who you tell on.
That was quite obvious. That was quite obvious.
That's been known a long time.
What do you want here?
I don't believe that.
Smart kid.
Smart kid.
Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
And it's gonna get even worse.
I want to fight. Do you have 50? Here you. We have the. Come here. Then let's see what you can.
Finish him!
What you waiting for?
Give it your all. Not bad.
He never would have thought of that himself.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Really? How interesting.
Ah, my head.
Hear ye,
Oh,
inhabitants
man.
of Corinus.
You
By
pack
the
quite a... Here's your
explicit
one...
order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the
Can you
following
train me?
decree
As long
is
as you have
hereby
the necessary
enacted.
experience.
Due to the general
Sure.
situation, the forest and wilderness
I wanna
near the
fight
city
against
are to be
you.
avoided
Do you
for
have
your
50
own
gold?
protection. Furthermore,
Here-
We have
any
the
contact
bets, sir.
with the
Are you ready?
rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is
Just a
strictly
second.
forbidden.
Take your time. I'm starting now. Hit him!
Not bad at all.
Listen to the wrong people. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Ah, my head. Oh, man. Here's your... I think that should be enough for now. Let me have a short break. Come back again later. In the meantime, I'll train.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The security measures for the protection of the upper quarter will be...
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. That's what I've always said.
Don't tell this to anyone. He can't keep anything.
Why are you looking so doubtful?
I see that you bear the sign of the Ring of Water.
So, are you a member too?
What if I am?
Then I would tell you that Lares wants to be relieved from his post down at the harbor.
Fine. If that's so, I'll see to it that somebody deals with it.
I see.
I won't tell her a thing. Everybody knows by now.
I don't believe that. He'd better shut up.
That's not what I heard. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. These are bad times.
He thinks it's as easy as that. You really believe that?
Tell this.
I have talked to Baltram. He will find someone to relieve you.
Ah, very good. Then we can finally leave here. You had better keep my aquamarine ring for now. I assume it will come in handy for you until you get your own.